Right, how y'all doing? This is Timothy Stanfield. You're watching TestimonyTV.com. I got a special guest here right now. We're at the well, and his name is Timothy Palmer. And how you doing?
I'm doing great, sir. I'm doing great. How about yourself?
I'm doing well. I'm very excited to be here and how everything started.
Well, wow. As far as the testimony, where it would start would be, where everybody starts. You come into this world, but given the cards that you're dealt, you begin to expand on and begin to grow. Um, didn't have an easy life, but didn't have a bad life. But most folks, everyone has a horror story, and they try to make sure that my horror story is better than your horror story, just to validate their existence. But at the end of the day, um, God just showed me through everything that I've endured, everything that I've had to go through, not to go very in depth, because everyone has a testimony, but that greatness needs a conflict. That there's always something that is going to drive you into the place that God has called you to be. And at the end of the day, your perception on what's happening will always dictate where your direction and how you get there to your place of destiny or your place of promise. So if I would leave anything, my testimony is just very simple. I used to be one place. I'm not there no more, and I'm further than I've been. And I keep progressing. I keep growing. I keep moving forward. And I press towards the mark of the high calling, because God said after you suffer a while, God will establish you and make you perfect. So sometimes, we think we've suffered enough, but God's saying, I won't put more on you than you can bear. So sometimes he just wants us to release it back in his hands, just so we can go ahead and make it to the next place that God has called us to. So I just really thank God for Testimony TV. I thank God for the lives that it's touching, the changes that's happening. And yeah, that's just about it. I talk too much.
I don't think. Hey, listen, dealing with everybody what they're going through right now. You have people going through all kind of trials and tribulations right now, and I'm just so excited to bring this. And you are first church dealing with Testimony TV that we are doing, and I'm just excited to be here at the well. And I know for a fact that what you've been through made you who you are today, and I'm just excited for your deliverance, your where you are in the Lord, and where you're going. And I'm just excited. Everybody here in your at the well has testimony. I'm just excited for the stuff I saw, and just to how people are in your church, and it seems like they've been through a lot. They've been through a lot, and everybody has a testimony. Everyone has one. And so, my key thing is to stay focused on, trying to help these people out there, and they don't even know why they're going through what they're going through, Tim. And I'm just excited to, help bring some type of relief to let them know that somebody out there really do care about who they are and where they're going and what they're going through. And there is a God, for me being homeless and for 9 months and seeing what I saw, sleeping on the floor, and these people don't even know I homeless not 9 months, but it was the most important part of my life to change my life, to let me know who I am. And I'm just excited, to be here. And it's all about hearing somebody else's testimony. It's all about telling what you've been through so you can bless and help other people, and so that's what it's all about. So, I'm just excited for, what you're doing. And, I really appreciate, your ministry and where you're going. And as you can see, he's a youngin. I call him a youngin, but, you're a blessed youngin. You're a blessed, you're someone that can reach the youth. You're someone that can identify what they've been through and what they're going through. And so, the Lord's doing a major shift right now. And, that is out with the old and with the new, and my key thing is that, I'm just excited for what you're doing. And so, any last words for anybody out there, you want to reach?
um, yeah, if I would leave y'all with anything, it would be you touched on it and said it very eloquently. Guys bringing out with the old and with the new, the changing of the guards. The Bible declares that judge no man by his outer appearance, but judge the righteous judgment, because God looks on the inward parts of the heart and not the outer appearance. So, regardless of what you went through, regardless of if you look like what you've been through or if you don't look like what you've been through, just understand that God has preserved you in spite of everything that you've endured. He's brought you to this place to make certain decisions, to go ahead and catapult you so that you can step into the brightest days of your life. Because if you can never envision a future, the enemy's after killing your vision on seeing a brighter tomorrow. Because if you can't have a future, if you can't see a future, you can never have a present, because you will never be able to move on in what you're in right now. So just know, just always keep your eyes on the prize. Paul said it like this: press towards the mark of the high calling, the high prize. Basically, I'm pressing towards something that's going to cause me to grow. I'm pressing this towards something that's going to cause me to expand and stretch beyond my own capabilities and my own understanding. So definitely just keep your head up. Just know God's preserving you. If you still have breath in your body, that means you still have a purpose. So that's just something to give God glory about. That's something to go ahead and reflect on your testimony, because you don't just, when you say your testimony, even on Testimony TV, to all the people out there who want to be a part of this great movement, this vision, when you speak it, you don't just say it to somebody, but you also hear it. And that's what David was talking about. He said he encouraged himself. So whatever he was speaking about, everything that he's been through or how he knew God, it was off of his testimony, based off of what he knew. And he began to encourage himself off of what he heard about what he already made it through. So sometimes you just got to speak your testimony to yourself, just to go ahead and encourage yourself, get the ounce of strength that to muster up, just to make it a couple of inches further. And don't let anyone rush you through process. That's the problem with the church. They want to see you go from point A to Z, but they never applaud you from going to point A to point B to point C, and now you're just stuck on C, but they wanted you to get to Z. So some people want to see you graduate, but they'll never applaud you for taking the courses and going through the process. So definitely, I just thank God for being a part of this great move, being a young church, going in our second year, and just seeing God do some explosive things, explosive growth. Going back to old school testimony services. I mean, raw, uncut testimony services, not the watered down stuff that that get the church people aroused, but something that will get people delivered when they hear it, convict, free them up to understand that I might not have the worst horror story, but I appreciate your horror story, because your horror story lets me know that I haven't gone through everything. And I can't give up now. You can never give up unless you tried everything. But yeah, that's all I would leave the people with. God bless y'all. Thank y'all for having me. God, shout out to my wife in her absence. She's at a funeral right now. But God bless Testimony TV. And if y'all didn't know, this is my father. I'm very honored to be here as well, sitting with my father. It's been a long road. You'll see my testimony on Testimony TV in depth, but I didn't want to eat up all the camera time. God bless you.
Now, how can how can the world find you and contact the Well?
Right now, I think I changed my Facebook so much, but it's the Well, Tim Palmer on Facebook. You can also go to the website enterthewell.com. That's ENTERTHEWEL.com. Almost forgot how to spell it. And you can catch us there anytime. And also we're on YouTube. If you can just type in Pastor Palmer, you'll find me. So, but that's all. We're in the cuts, and sometimes we like growing. So if y'all crowd me too much, I might shut down. But I like growing in the dark because everybody else can't trace you. Since everybody wants to be known, they want to be the next big thing. But I just figure out, if you just go ahead and focus on what God has called you to do, you don't have to market yourself. You don't have to position yourself to go ahead and be great, but got to go ahead and open up doors and opportunities for you to have a platform to show your greatness. So I just give God the glory. Thank y'all for showing love, and I'm going to show love back to y'all.
So if people want to, reach out to you as a youth, for the youth, or as a pastor, they can do that?
Yeah, on enterthewell.com. Also, PhD solive at gmail.com. PhD solive at gmail.com. I have so many emails, but that's the one that you can contact me directly and ask for booking. Honorariums, I don't do that. Love offerings. If you want me to come, just love offering. Not really big on honorariums, because you can't really pay me for preaching the gospel. because it's my duty, it's my job, it's what God has called me to do in this season of my life. So I just thank God. Thank God. This is Pastor Tim Palmer. Big shout outs to Testimony TV. If you don't know about it, get to know it. If you're not a part of it, be a part of it. But right now, go ahead, log on right now, testimonytv.com. Plug in and give your testimony, your raw, uncut testimony that somebody can be healed, set free, delivered, and changed forever. Because your testimony is important. If it wasn't, you wouldn't have went through everything that you went through. So be a blessing as they're a blessing to you.
You heard it. Testimony TV at the well, the one and only. Love.